Welcome to your magical moon message for the moon in Cancer, sun in Aquarius, where we are integrating supernatural knowledge. I say supernatural because the nature of this knowledge is being toured through with Saturn and Jupiter. And on that vein, I would like to share something with you. If something looks like an idiot, sounds like an idiot, and smells like an idiot, you best believe that that is a stupid fucking idiot. And so stop apologizing for identifying stupidity when you see stupidity. Motherfuckers want you to apologize for calling shit out as it is. I'm not saying if you feel something is dumb. I'm saying if it smells like a sheep, if it looks like a sheep, if it buys like a sheep, the bitch is a sheep. The motherfucker is a sheep. And that's facts. And that's it. I feel like someone needs to hear that because, we're just in a very weird time where you can't even call things as they are anymore because, it matters how other people feel about it, which is adorable. But speaking of feelings, we have the moon in its home sign in Cancer. And a major feature of this transit is the current trine that the moon in Cancer is making to Neptune in Pisces, where personal biases mix with collective delusions and people really think they know what they're saying, even though the whole time they're not saying shit. Yes, enjoy this transit where you will be integrating supernatural knowledge. Remember, outside of people's biases and opinions towards you, there's really absolutely no power or nothing that people have, especially over you. So be very mindful when you deal with individuals who come to your space and reflecting the cognitive dissonance and this sense of difference or this sense of insecurity that's triggered by you standing in your own power. Please understand that you don't have to explain yourself at all. It'd be different if, you know what I'm saying, you going on other people's space and trying to do whatever, but anyone coming to your space, please draw those boundaries because, you won't have to explain yourself. And if in responding to these forces, you point out stupidity or sheepdom because it looks like a sheep, it smells like a sheep, it sounds stupid, it looks stupid, it is stupid, then don't be afraid to call it what you call it. Don't feel ashamed, don't even feel guilty, because especially with this water heavy energy, certain people can feel so strongly or powerfully about what they believe and what they're saying, they lose sight of the fact that they're not saying a damn thing at all. And this delusional energy will give people the idea that they're weaving together all sorts of facts and points that literally, if you broke each and every single one down, aren't even based on a real premise, all false premises. People really can't, argue soundly or logically. But what else is new? What is important for this moon transit is now that we're getting ready for this full moon in Leo, we're finally in a position to integrate all this energy that has activated out of this cycle. And when it comes to integrity and self-realization and character and drawing boundaries, we're in a very weird time. People who don't know you, and a lot of what I said before applies to people who don't know you. They only acknowledge you to respond contrary to what you say. You have no business paying attention to people who only talk to you to contradict what you say. I'm talking about you don't even know, outside of this person disagreeing with what you said, that this person even exists. That's an agent, that's a spy, that's literally someone sent from a dark force to test you. And not so much how you respond, but to test how much power you give to influences that really don't even have the common decency to know that they playing themselves. So really, really keep this in mind. That whole facet of one hive mind and believing what you are told by mainstream is the Aquarius, and then the other facet of standing for something individual that's actually true, that's the Uranus and Taurus. And it's not really like you have to choose either side. It's just going to really show which you're more influenced by. You really want to harness both. But trust me when I say the greatest example of how to work with this energy, because in this integration, you have to feel your own sincere feelings about this knowledge you're bringing together. A lot is going to start coming together very magically as you start to really plan and map out the rest of the year ahead. Be very mindful once again, like, don't get distracted by people who don't even know you and only contact or communicate with you just to disagree with you. That stuff like that isn't even just random. And you have to remember that behind a human body, or inside a human body, is a spirit and a soul connected to oversouls, and that this war is spiritual first before it's anything. So when you react and you respond, you're literally giving energy. What kind of power are you giving to people who really you don't even have to invest any attention to? Be very mindful. But once again, with energy that's kind of misleading like this, you may very well deal with influences or influencers who put on a semblance of saying something that sounds smart or intelligent, but you're not saying anything at all. You're not saying a single thing at all. That's not parroting or puppeting what you heard from other authority figures. So be very mindful. Uranus and Taurus is about your ingrained knowledge that you have in your body, you have in your DNA, you have in your memories. So in light of the fact check that I'm going to put out again, a lot of the knowledge that is known is fucking bullshit. All the science that you've learned in school is fucking bullshit. All the religion you learned as a kid is fucking bullshit. And like, you have to understand, millions upon millions of dollars are invested into research institutions just to basically explore theoretical nonsense that third dimensional human beings think they can piece up about an infinite omniverse. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, it's very interesting when we take into account it as a nature of discourse, but as a scientific discipline and one that actually governs how we operate in this society, y'all getting played. And it's a huge reason why these same people say astrology is a pseudoscientist or astrology is a pseudoscience, and none of them have ever read natal charts. You need to wake up, because so many of you are still in this trap that anything you're hearing from other people comes from people who know what they're saying when they fucking don't. This Aquarius season is freeing up your own individual autonomy through this full moon that needs to integrate through your own sincere feelings. And so you're going to, with this moon trine to Neptune, come in to a very, 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 very deep understanding of the extra dimensional forces outside of this reality that are also conspiring to help you understand your abilities and who you are. And a lot of people get thrown off on accepting that there is absolutely no scientific discipline other than astrology that isn't full of shit. Okay, because you look at physical calculations and you see how a lot of them mirror and are real. Look at all these cars. Look at the advent of all these vehicles and buildings that we can say brought us forward in society, but definitively brought us back. If you think about how much the earth is so much more toxic because of fumes from these cars, and how much wood has been taken for these homes that really block sunlight that we need. Like, we can really go in. There's absolutely, it's a huge illusion, and it's very misleading to kind of assume that, you know, despite all this technological and quote unquote, I say quote unquote, scientific advancement, we as a civilization have not gone even backwards more. So, you know, you're going to continue to awaken to that. But when you see all of this and you fall for the illusion of Maya, the illusion that this means progress, or that because certain calculations and observations hold true, it doesn't make it real. It makes it real relative to us as third dimensional beings. This moon in Cancer is going to help you feel beyond this realm. and feel beyond the materialist, reductionist rhetoric that has chained your soul and spirit to this physical body and existence or reality, when there is life beyond that. Of course, if we're going to control a populace, we have to make and limit you to here. And you know how we do that? Bullshit science and rhetoric. Let me say this one more time. Outside of astrology, there is little to no science that is not complete bullshit. They're all based on theoretical models, and that's why astrology is the truth, because interpretation of astrology is subjective, but objectively, the traveling of the sun through the stars creates a language that, faithfully happens every day. It's one of the few objective forces that we can actually relate and somewhat gain some sense of objective understanding through. But so many people are attached to theoretical models of the understanding of this reality that have never been proven outside of other experts basically co-signing it. And because we just as a society believe these people with PhDs and masters, we basically let them govern what's written in these books. When it's all bullshit. Your very existence in life is what many scientists would consider science fiction. But you're not sci-fi, you're real. So what does that say about the decades of scientific advancement that have gotten us here, which has really just been a finesse to keep people fucking stupid and not asking questions? Y'all, let's get this. I'm not gonna say y'all better wake up, because we in this together, but I'm just saying y'all better stop letting people put on airs as if they know more than you when they don't know shit. And you have to understand as well the concept that many of these people in these positions may have realized early on, oh shit, you know what? This is actually all wrong, but we already invested so much millions of dollars. We've already had so much millions of people in student debt because we told them that this is the way, that it would actually cost way more money to tell the truth and be honest, and it would be way cheaper to reinforce a lie. Because after all, we don't really see the general human population as anything more than slaves. You can call that loaded in the way I'm saying it, but the purpose of this integration is to disassociate you from that hive mind, and with the individual Aries, individual Taurus, individual Gemini, and individual moon in Cancer, feel your own individual feelings in relation to this collective transit. Because the moon's going to go into social Leo, and we're going to start to complete this full moon transit by completing how much more awesome and courageous we can share our findings. Especially with the moon trine Neptune, you're going to uncover some personal understanding of current events and of your own personal life that's not going to be a mainstream narrative. And this is something that, it's hilarious, but I just have pity. It pains me because many people are going to the person lying for the truth. Listen. This is the world right now. Imagine if someone is telling the truth, but they're going and they're telling it about this person here, and they're going to this person who's lying for the truth. They're gonna, it makes no sense. This person has hundreds of thousands of dollars of production material. They have makeup artists. They wear suits. They have authorities. They have influencers. This person just has their mind, but they're telling the truth. And so people are going to this person because they look the part for the truth, but they're using that as an excuse to lie. And a lot of people think that half-truths are truths. So people get so stuck up on the half and quarter truths that are told, you forget it's not even a full truth. Because context is everything. And so this moon in Cancer is going to give you your own unique personal feeling of the context you play into this, because you aren't someone who's supposed to suck up to authority and listen to news from above. You get it from within, baby, and you're going to get that context from within, and you're going to share that with others, and other people are going to call you crazy because you dare believe in the knowledge you hold within yourself. And when they ask you to fact check where you got this from, tell them to fact check your nuts. And if you're a woman, tell them to fact check your dick. So y'all stay blessed as always, and until next time.